Hello, good morning, and welcome to today's Facecast. We're back in the book of Psalms again, in the Old Testament. The Psalms, as I've said before, are this wonderful collection of songs and poems, many of them created by King David. David would have been with his court, playing different musical instruments and recording all of these songs for posterity, and we have them there in the book of Psalms. We're on Psalm 139, which is a very long psalm, beginning at verse 16. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. King David again is saying to his Father in heaven, to God, I recognize that you know me. You knew me before I was even formed in the womb. Your eyes saw my unformed body. And all the days ordained for me, that is everything to do with my life, he's saying, is written in your book. You know all about it, in other words. You know all about me. You knew about me before I was even conceived, let alone the whole of my life. Before one of those days came to be, before anything happened, you knew me. And so this is a part of a lament and a praise to God for his view, his vision for the life of David the king. It's not just David singing about himself, though. The Psalms are also a reflection and a collection of songs that we can say and sing and read for ourselves. So what David is saying about himself, we can say about ourselves. Before we were formed in the womb, God knew who we were. God knew what we would be. He knew everything about us. That's probably too vast an understanding to get our heads around. I've tried before, and I certainly can't do it. You may be able to, but it's very, very difficult for us to understand the omnipotence, the omniscience, or the knowing of God about all of this world in which we live. If you try and put yourself in that position, you'll probably get a headache at least, or find yourself in a difficult position. We can't fully understand it. That's okay. We don't necessarily have to fully understand. If we could fully understand everything about God, then we would be God. But we're not. We're human. We're divine. We are rather not divine. We are less than he is. And so we can't fully understand. We have to exercise that thing called faith, trusting without fully knowing. We know something. The Psalms give us something to look at, to read, to understand, to see and have an insight into who God is. But we can't fully know him. We must exercise our faith in him for his actions in our lives. And when we do, we find that we're on a rich journey of discovery. We discover bit by bit more about him and who he is. We discover it most when we look at Jesus and understand who he is and what he has done for us and what he continues to do for us through the power of his Holy Spirit, who is present with us. It's a familiar story from me. It's a familiar refrain that it's by looking at Jesus we know who God is. But that's the whole point of why Jesus came to live amongst us, to show us our Father in heaven and who he is and how he has relationship with us. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. That's just amazing, isn't it? Psalm 139, verse 16. Bye for now.